minute because we're waiting on Scott Hunt to come. He's going to preside over the public hearing, so he's tied up with the city clerk. And we'll go ahead now and call the public hearing meeting to order. And Scott Hunt, you're going to preside over that hearing.
Yes, ma'am. As most of y'all know, we're here today to consider a proposal with Action Properties out of Yazoo City, Mississippi. And the proposal is they're going to redevelop the Hamilton Heights Shopping Center. And as part of that proposal, they requested from the City of Hamilton a 30% sales tax rebate in the first 5 years, 20% in year 6, and 10% in year 7. And we've had many discussions with the developer, and they are here tonight. And we're now here to hear from the public, hear from y'all about what your thoughts are, what your opinions are. And the way we looked at doing it is if anyone would like to speak to the council or to speak to the public about it, we'll give each person a couple of minutes, or a representative of a group if they would like to speak. And then after that, I think Mr. Eichelberger, Mr. Helton, if y'all want to speak on behalf of the developer, that would be fine as well. And then we'll go into our regular meeting. But is there anyone that would care to speak? Marla, would you like to?
Sure.
If you'd like, maybe come forward. It might be easier on y'all.
After a record number of voters in last week's municipal election, it is clear the citizens of Hamilton want progress. The days of status quo are no longer acceptable. If you poll 100 people on the streets of Hamilton, we would expect 97 or 98 of those 100 to say, yes, we want new retail business in Hamilton. We don't want to have to drive to Fulton or Tupelo or Florence to shop. The Chamber membership has stated those type of numbers, with approximately 57 of the 60 members who responded supporting Action Properties tax abatement request. The full and complete contents of those emails were sent to you over the weekend. At this time, I would like to publicly thank all of our Chamber members for taking the time to put their opinions into words and to put those words onto emails. Just as September 4th, 2012 has the opportunity to be a red letter day for the City of Hamilton, so does October 9th through 11th, not because of municipal elections, but because of the International Council of Shopping Centers Southeast Conference being held in Atlanta, Georgia. What will they say when Hamilton, Alabama is mentioned? Will the response be, it is a tremendous place to do business, it is primed and ready for business? Or will the comments be less than positive? Hamilton is on the brink of major growth we haven't seen here in 40 to 50 years. How will you, our city leaders, respond and represent us? Act in good faith, act responsibly. The public has clearly spoken. Provide an opportunity for retail growth in Hamilton. At this time, I would like to introduce my co-part from the city of Jasper. She represents the Walker County Chamber of Commerce. This is President Linda Lewis.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight, and I guess I just want to be Action Properties cheerleader. We've worked with Action Properties in Jasper and Walker County, and I've got a publication here, and it says retail is on the rise. And retail is on the rise. Retail is very competitive. And I tell you what, there are many, many other communities out there ready to snatch Action Properties. Jasper and Walker County is one of them. And I'm ready to snatch AG and Kenneth and Jim and his entire family back, because there's more opportunities for retail growth in our area. I'm very competitive. And like I said, this is a very competitive market out there. And if you don't take the advantage to bring them in, they will go to other communities. But I'm very, very excited to have AG. They're wonderful corporate, business, sound family members. And I wanted to give each one of you one of these magazines. This is something that we just completed. And on page 38, 28 through 30, and I think sometimes a lot of seeing is believing. So not only am I promoting my community by giving you a magazine, but I also wanted to show you, we featured Action Properties just in our latest magazine where it says retail is on the rise. You can see what type of retail he's fixing to bring into your community. All these pictures were taken inside the stores. Another thing I wanted to say too, I did check with our city clerk prior to coming down here, and total sales growth for this year, sales tax growth was 5.8 compared to last year being 2.63. So this did help our sales tax to grow over the last year. AG once again put in $2.5 million project. He's also buying all the materials that he could inside the city of Jasper also. But he did take the old Food World building and he renovated it, and he did bring in a goodies. He brought in our second Hibbett store. We had one at the mall, but he brought in the second Hibbett store. And then he did bring in a Mission Unlimited. And it's just really been great for our community. And I'm very proud of his entire family. I'm proud of Action Properties. And I'm here to say I'm ready to have him back into the community again. And I'm already negotiating things with AG as he's sitting back there. But I did want to share our magazine with each of you. I'll pass it up so you can see. Later. And I'm going to leave you my business cards, and if any of you would like that, or if you need to contact me later, feel free to do so, and my email address and everything's on that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Marla. Is there anyone else that cares to speak?
I think this is an excellent opportunity.
If you don't mind, introduce yourself.
Brandon Kiner from Hamilton, Alabama. I think this is an excellent opportunity for the city. I think we need to take advantage of it. It's tax dollars that we don't have at this point, and I think anytime you have an opportunity like this to generate additional tax dollars, we must take advantage of it. And like a couple of the previous speakers have just stated, you know, if we don't take advantage of it, I think somebody else will take advantage of it rather quickly. Not only does it generate additional traffic at these other stores, but I mean, I think it'll generate additional traffic, you know, throughout the city, additional tax dollars, et cetera. And I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thanks.
Anyone else? Mr. Helton, would you like to?
I'm gonna get over here, if that's all right. I'll get here, so. I want to, of course, thank everybody tonight. Every town that I go in, you know, of course, I have to ask for help and humbly come before the town and the city and all that stuff. And, you know, usually, well, actually, I guess always. I mean, I've always had 100% unanimous yes for every town I go in. And, you know, that's important to me, I guess, as a developer or for the different properties, to know that the city's behind me all the way, you know. You know, this is not necessarily a program for in Jasper, Alabama, or Hamilton, Alabama, but or Action Properties, but it turns out to be a program for Hamilton or Jasper or, you know, whatever city wants to instigate, you know, but the city council has to vote it in. You know, Linda Lewis, of course, said, you know, and I hear this a lot, and you remember Jasper's budget's probably a lot bigger than, you know, Hamilton's or Yazoo City, Mississippi, for that matter, or whatever. You know, but towns do get to experience some increase. And it's not only the development that I bring and get it to actual fruition, but it's also a lot of the other stuff that comes, just from the construction stuff and the stuff that we buy locally. I mean, hotel rooms, restaurants, and, those kind of things, we haven't been brought up, and that's a boost to this community here. Jim, can I stop and pull out of Hamilton? Yeah, I can stop the train. Do I want to? No, but I want to feel welcome too. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thinking that, and I've heard somebody might have said something like, why help them because they're already coming, they're going to do something. But, the train can stop. But on the other side of that mindset, I mean, why? Why would a city, why would you want to hold your community back? We've already said retail sales need to be on the rise. We've already said, we need progress, and that's what everybody's kind of wanting. I mean, if you stop and think about it, why did Columbus not listen to everybody else? I mean, the world was flat, right? But he said, no, I'm gonna go forward. In addition to that, you can't believe, you can't think that way if you're going to be progressive and move forward. So I ask this council, please don't think that way. Why grant this incentive? Because you want to you want to encourage development and things to come on. This maybe could be the bellwether, the beginning, the starting point here tonight. To almost guarantee that at least you'll have a program in place, and so that you can go court and woo, and instead of spending time debating this for the next development that might come to Hamilton, Alabama, you can spend your time chasing the developer or the retailer or the manufacturer that has expressed an interest. It would mean a lot to get a telephone call from each one of you. Scotty, I don't think I think I've held your hand, shook hands. Get your vote. I'll do that tonight, right? Okay, yeah. Get that off. That's too late. But if you gonna not vote for this thing, kind of almost unanimously, then why would they even go build roads without stop signs and stoplights? It's called progress, Today we call them highways and interstates, but can you imagine trying to get that through way back in the day, So, anyway, the Chamber of Commerce has even did an outstanding job. Polled all the members, and you got your feedback from that. I was really elated or taken aback when I found out the actual numbers, the yeses versus the no's. And I'll tell you a kind of story. I'll wrap this up here. But I got my daughter who's getting married, which actually on the 29th of this month. So I really need this incentive really bad for that. But anyway, I had two neighbors, and I live at the corner of a county road and a city road. Okay, so one road over, you're kind of like in the county, and I'm still in the city. So anyway, I don't have a whole lot of parking. Of course, my daughter wants to have the reception at the house, so I have to go to my neighbor next door, and I have to ask, can I borrow his lot next door? And I put up so many cars over there and all stuff. And he said, called him up on the phone. He said, Bubba said, man, no problem, ain't no problem in this. He said, but let me check with my aunts. They use it sometimes on the weekends. And let me just make sure that they're not going to use it. So he checked with them, and he called me back, and he said, ain't no problem in it. You can use the lot. I went down the street. I went to another neighbor, and I said, now, Miss Smith, you don't know me very well. I'm sorry to say I haven't been a good neighbor. I haven't been down and introduced myself, but my daughter's getting married in this month, and I need some additional parking. If I cut your grass and I pay you a little bit, will you let me use your lot in the back? And she said, why, sure. Why wouldn't I? I went, okay, well, thank you very much. So then, let me tell you about a place called Center, Texas. I did a development in Center, Texas, and it was almost probably 6-7 years ago, I guess. And I rolled in there, and I said, went to the city, and I said, do y'all have, any incentive packages or anything like that? And I never will forget, the city manager sat there and said, yes, Mr. Helton, we'll do this, 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 and this. And he turned the tables on me and he said, how soon can you be here and start? You know? And if small towns would kind of develop that kind of mentality, that kind of progressiveness, you know, you could, this city could, if you had a program in place, the next Airbus or the next Mercedes plant, Mobile doesn't have to get it, Tuscaloosa doesn't have to get it. Y'all can be in the running. You can throw your head in. It's progress, is what it is. You know, so I guess, you know, I'm humbly asking you again to take action on this ordinance, and please vote yes. And I thank y'all very much, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
Thank you, and you're making me wish I'd run for council again, and I've got you come in and be my campaign person. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
I'm Paula Reeves, and of course you guys know me. I'm the one that always talks too much on a report card, so you know I'm going to say something. But as a partial business owner in Hamilton, we've just recently hired 9 jobs. We've had 9 job openings in the last 3 weeks. We're up to 42 employees. Our payroll runs in several millions of dollars a year. And we're a mortgage bank in 22 states. One of the things that I have to look for with investors is good employees. And while we always try to give our first priority to local people, there's sometimes that there's certain expertise and licensing that we have to go outside of Hamilton to get, or someone applies from another state or another city. We have 2 people right now that's considering moving to Hamilton because of their job opening at Hamilton at CIS. And I just really feel like that we have to move forward, if not only just in retail, but as a city altogether. But, you know, with 42 employees, they like to have somewhere to go eat. They like to have somewhere to go shop at lunch. Even the ones that commute in from out of town. Retail business is very important. As you know, I love this town. Love the city. I lived here my whole life. There's nothing I wouldn't do for this town except run for public office. But you know, and I support you guys. It's very important, not just for retail for me personally, as much as I like to shop. It's about business growth. It's about attracting the right people, giving them places to shop. I love the merchants in our town, and I try to make a point to go by and buy something from our merchants every now and then. Just even if I don't need something, you may think that's crazy, but it's not, because I see it as an investment in our future. Not just for me personally, but for our whole town. It's an investment for businesses to grow. We've got to have positive things that attracts good people and that will move here, that will come and spend their money here. You know, our goal is to get them to move here, but if not, we'll take their money while they're here during the day working. We charge them their occupational tax. You know, let's give them some places to shop, and let's create a town that we're proud of, that we can use to entice good employees to come here, to move here. And retail is a big part of that. It's a part of our image, the perception that we give, and I support this tax abatement. The way I see it, it's 70% of something rather than 0 of nothing. Today, we're not getting any sales tax from that, and in the future, we would. We're getting property tax now probably, but as far as sales tax, there's not any retail stores in those buildings. I see it as an investment in our future, and I personally, as a citizen of this area and as a partial business owner of a business in town, I really would like to encourage you to vote yes for progress for this town.
Thank you.
And I should mention as well, as part of the proposal that Action Properties has made to the city, they've also agreed to hire 20 new full-time employees and invest at least $1 million into the renovation of the Hamilton Heights Shopping Center. And as commercially reasonable and practical, they're going to look to the city of Hamilton to try to buy the supplies that they need for the renovation. So those are 3 benefits to the city that they offer us as well, other than just the sales tax issue. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Yes, Mr. Elton.
just as a show of commitment, the old saying, when you write the check, you're separating conversation from conviction. But in order for the city council to vote on this tonight and we kind of get this behind us and all that, I'd like to, I brought a check with me tonight, and true to our initial conversation was, won't cost the city a penny. And the attorney's fees is going to cost the city something. So I'm going to pay $5,000 tonight. And so if Scott overbills you, that's your fault, okay? But anyway, so I'm going to write that check tonight once y'all vote, okay? So, I hadn't made the check out yet.
So any other comments?
Scott,
Yes.
as y'all know, I'm Gary Scott. I actually took it upon myself this morning to ride to Jasper because I work in that area. So y'all know I work for Coca-Cola. I've worked the old Food World building. I just was curious what the development looked like. I drove by, I'm very impressed. It's very eye-appealing. That shopping center had just sat there. And I just wanted to let the developers know that I was impressed. I don't know if they have anything to do with the Russell one, but it's a lot similar to the Russell. And I see a lot of people. As I'm in retail, I see all walks of people every day of life. And I think it'd be a great asset to our community.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
My name is Larry Nix. I'm a financial advisor for Edward Jones, and I've sat in your chair. I know the responsibility that you people, ladies and gentlemen, have on your shoulders. I know also the commitment that you have to our community, and you've displayed that in the past. I also understand that you will at times run into those who may oppose something such as this, the concession that you're being asked to make. I will say that I am a tenant of the property that is in consideration, that is the shopping center. I have personally been into the old Food World building as it sat there empty and walked through it and was thinking about at the time the many times that my wife and I would go into that building and see people walking up and down the aisles and go back to the seafood section and see the different things that was available to us, and then to walk through it as it currently, or at that time was currently sitting there. And I thought how great it would be if we could just have something, quote unquote, to come back into that building. I'm going to close by saying that Paula stole every one of my thunder points because my big issue, and I know what you get from other of your constituency, but I would just like to say that I, as a member of the chamber, support this concession that you're considering making. I recommend to you that you consider it very seriously and vote yes to it. I would also say that my opportunity to work with these individuals and meet them, they have come across to me as being first-class people, first-class companies. And again, just thank you for the opportunity. I voted yes with the chamber, so I wanted you to know that. And again, just saying with Paula, I think that 1% of something is a lot better than 0 or nothing with the building sitting down there in its current, or at that time sitting there in its current condition. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is that all? Any further comments? Close the
Okay. And the public hearing is now over. I'll call to order the regular meeting, and we welcome the guests again. Some of you may have come in since we started the public hearing. And at this time, I'll ask Paul to lead the pledge. And at this time, I'll ask Ms. Frances Knight to give the invocation.
Would you stand with me, please? Our gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the many blessings that you bestow on each of us every day. We also thank you for the freedoms that we experience by being Americans and being a citizen in Hamilton, Alabama, northwest part of the state. It was up to God that He chose that we be here. It was not by coincidence. This is the plan for our life, that we're supposed to be here at this particular time. And we just pray during this meeting for guidance and wisdom in making decisions that influence all of our lives, and to do it with humility. We pray for courage to do what is best for our citizens, and to always be sensitive to the needs of everyone, and to always serve with truth and honor. We ask for your special blessings upon each person present here tonight, as well as all of our citizens and for our city. And as you are bowed before God our Father, would you join me in the Lord's Prayer as our dismissal? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you.
At this time, I recommend that we approve the minutes from the last meeting. Do I have a motion? Paul, do I have a second? Francis? All in favor? Motion carried. Have a recommendation to approve the accounts payable bills. Do I have a motion? Scotty? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
April? All in favor? Ayes have it. At this time, I'm going to recommend that I have a motion for immediate consideration of ordinance number 201212 of Action Properties LLC. Scott, do you have that, the gist of that?
Yes, ma'am. The gist of it will be Action Properties LLC will receive a 30% rebate for the new sales tax generated by its Hamilton Heights facility for the period of the first 5 years. Action Properties will receive a 20% rebate for the new sales tax generated by its Hamilton Heights development in year 6. And Action Properties LLC will receive a 10% rebate for the new sales tax generated by its Hamilton Heights development for year 7 of its development. Action Properties LLC agrees to produce 20 new full-time jobs. Action Properties will invest a minimum of $1 million into redevelop the Hamilton Heights Shopping Center. Action Properties will purchase available items necessary in its redevelopment of the Hamilton Heights Shopping Center from businesses located in the city of Hamilton as is commercially practical. And Action Properties shall be responsible for any, shall be responsible for any of the building permit fees or inspection fees that may be generated for their work out there. And also, we had talked previously about a 10% rebate on any new sales tax generated by a movement of a current Hamilton business into the shopping center, if that may be appropriate.
Okay? Could everybody hear him? Okay, any discussion by the council? Okay, I
I'd like
recommend,
to say, I'm going to go ahead and say this ahead of time. A lot of votes that we make doesn't require a lot of public input. And the two that I can remember getting the most input on has been this and the building codes. As I said with the building codes, I wasn't necessarily against the building codes, but the public response I got back from that was so overwhelming that I couldn't vote for them because of that. Tonight's the same thing. The response, I had 3 people contact me against this, but the people that are here tonight and that have contacted me in the meantime has been overwhelming. And for that reason, I will be voting for it tonight, so I will let you know.
anybody else? If not, I recommend that we have immediate consideration of ordinance number 201212, Action Properties LLC request. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that one.
McDavid, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Francis, all in favor?
Uh,
Okay, the ayes have it. At this time, item number 4, I recommend that we approve the ordinance number 201212. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that one.
McDavid, do I have a second?
I'll second.
April, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. Okay. Item number 5 is a recommendation to purchase a saw from GNC Supply Company for the water department. Yes, I'm sorry.
True to my word, I did write out the check in your face.
You didn't bring me.
You'll get some check. Scott or y'all? So I'm not turning this in, so.
This is a pleasant
Thank you
surprise.
so
That's for the
much.
city, to cover his expenses right there, and it means an awful lot that the whole council voted yes. It really does. Thank you.
I don't think we ever were gonna vote any other way. And all these presentations were great. Well, here's another story. This has not been decided just in an instant, momentarily. There's been a lot of work put into this, and it's for the concern and for the citizens of this town. And we're proud to do it.
Well, like AG said, we're not just approving this for Action Properties. This is an ordinance to go forward for anyone who wants to come into the city of Hamilton and invest $1 million or more that would qualify if they hire 20 people for this same abatement. So I just want to make that clear, and I think we're on the verge, like Paula said, of a lot of good things happening in the city of Hamilton. So we're probably going to see more people utilize it. I don't know, but I don't think anybody doubted that we would ever not put this thing together, that we could work it out.
No, you didn't.
It's a long, wonderful 8 weeks.
Appreciate
And I don't want to play poker with any of y'all.
I want to play after the show, after the council meeting tonight.
And then all the terms that Scott mentioned over there a while ago, that would be part of the permanent ordinance for all the other potential.
You got something in mind? You all made a very...
There's all, he had several items. I just wanted to
Let's
make sure.
see, how many of you got up and spoke? I think we could all use you as lobbyists, and that would be very convincing.
But really now we've got to support the businesses that are
Absolutely.
coming. I mean,
That's right.
it doesn't help to bring in new business if we drive to Florence, Tupelo, or Jasper and spend our money. So we need to shop here. So it looks like you'll be able to buy your liquor here, and now you can shop here. And you can save on gas. That's right. Okay, we'll move on to item 5. We've had enough fun for one night. I recommend that we purchase a saw from GNC Supply Company for the water department at a cost of $2,550. You may say, boy, that's an expensive saw. But they have been using a regular saw and they last us just for a short time, and we have to buy a new one. And this, Rodney explained to us what this is.
This saw is basically, it looks like a chainsaw, but this saw was a utility saw that will cut ductile iron pipe, it'll cut cast iron pipe, it'll cut any kind of pipe we've got to grab.
What's the warranty on?
It's, I believe it's a year's warranty on everything. The salesman told me that he would take care of anything that happened to it.
Does it use water? Is that?
Yes, it uses water. You can get an extra blade with it. It's a concrete chain. It'll cut concrete. We have a big walk-behind saw that we cut the asphalt and concrete stuff with. But that would be an extra that we can do later on.
But in the long run, does it save us money than having to buy a saw?
Yeah, it's, the saw we've been using is a regular cutoff saw. When you're in the hole, cutting pipe with water in it, it's getting up in the saw, and that's what burned our other saws. It's the burn out.
I'll make a motion.
Scotty made a motion to approve the sign. Do I have a second? April seconded, all in favor? Okay, unanimous consent. Number 6, recommendation to award bid to Dymac Construction, this is Dyer Construction, for front canopy at the Recreation Center. We advertised for bids, and we only had one bid that came in, and it came in at $63,900. Y'all all have a copy of that. And I believe the estimated cost early on, when we first started talking about we needed to do this, was about $69,500. Do we want to accept this bid? If so, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept this bid.
Okay, McDavid made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll
Scott?
second.
Okay. All in favor? I know we talked about the paving of the parking lot at the back. We've got part concrete, part gravel, and we approved the paving at the meeting 2 weeks ago. And I had made application for a couple of grants to do the landscaping back there. And one was from Alabama Power and one for Walmart. And both of their grant monies was out. They were out of money for this year. And they said they would have more money next year after the first year. But they're ready to start the paving back there. There's some concrete work that needs doing. We've got a problem with some concrete that needs to be cut out. The little curb is that much taller than the sidewalk, and it's dangerous. Somebody fall, trip on it. So I really would like to go ahead. The concrete part of this total proposal is $600, and the landscaping is $1,250. So I would like to go ahead and get that done while the same people gave us the bid for the landscaping, gave us the bid for the asphalt, and they were the low bidder. So I would like to go ahead and approve this if the council would see fit. Do I have a motion?
There's just no point in doing it a halfway job. We need to do it complete to enhance the whole area. I'll make that motion.
Francis, thank you. Do I have a second? All in favor? Nays?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unanimous. Item number 8. Is a recommendation to raise Marla Shaw's rate of pay to $13.40. And I believe, I had some discussion with some of the council people before that, and they asked that we, maybe bring this up at the next meeting because we need to do some more work on this.
I'll make a motion, we table it.
Table it, okay. I have a motion to table it. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
April? All in favor? Okay, thank you. We hire a part-time student for the fire department every year, and Jordan Carter has applied to the fire department for a job. And Barron asked me today about going ahead and hiring him. So we got it on the agenda late this afternoon. How many hours will he work there? About 15, okay. And at $7.25 an hour, and I do recommend that we go ahead and hire him. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Scotty, do I have a second?
Absolutely.
All in favor? Okay, unanimous vote. Before we adjourn, I'd like Mr. Whitey Long, the president of the Hamilton Beautification Board, to discuss the cleanup day for the city of Hamilton on Saturday, October 6, 2012.
Good evening, everyone. I've got some, we've come up with a flyer already, and I'm writing along, I represent the beautification board. We're looking at having a cleanup day, which will be on October 6th. And it's actually a two-part cleanup day, or cleanup week. We've got guidelines from PILES, they're a statewide organization that promotes cleaning up your city and country and everything else. So the first day, on October 6th, we'll have volunteers will meet at City Hall, and we'll clean up some of our roads and streets, sides. And at the end of that, we're going to provide everybody with a hot dog meal. So if you come out and help, get a hot dog meal out of it. The second part of this will be a citywide curbside cleanup. And there's a list of pickups on this flyer. This will be posted in the papers, and you'll be able to see one somewhere. I've got some I can give everyone here ones out. But anything you have at home you want to get rid of, you put it out on the curb, but you got to call Amy at City Hall for them to come get it. And they'll schedule pickup days where they can come get the material that's been put out.
They have to separate it though
Yeah.
before we'll pick it up.
Yeah, it's got to be separated, and there's a list of stuff they will pick up, stuff they won't pick up, so it's pretty much defined what you can put out and what you can't.
And there'll be no charge. That week after the 6th, we'll be picking up.
No charge for residents to put your stuff on the curb.
And the whole
Well, one thing we was wanting to know, we were wanting to get some money to feed these people at the end of it, so if y'all have to say on that, we appreciate it.
Do it.
I'm gonna have
What you say?
Huh?
What you say?
Well, I think we ought to help them with the hot dogs, for sure. And be there to help support and do anything we can. We really appreciate this, and I think you've got a lot of clubs involved in this, haven't you?
Right, we've got corporations from the chamber, and we're gonna we've got all our members are distributed, got this. We're actually gonna ask all the churches in the city to help us too. So we hope to have a big turnout, and I got a commitment from the cheerleaders today, they're gonna come out. So.
We have also met with all the department heads, and we'll have policemen on duty that will be making sure that everybody's safe. And we'll have the rescue fire department on duty if anybody gets too hot or anything to take care of that. And we'll have somebody from the street department working. If a certain group picks up in a certain area, they can call the street department and they will go out and pick it up to keep, from getting strode after it's once been picked up. So we think we've got everything pretty much under control, but actually the Civitan's doing the big job here, I think. Beautification in Civitan.
Yeah.
Don't you think Ed should put this in the paper and the goodness of his heart?
He's gonna put it in the paper for us. We're gonna have it on the TV stations and radio too. So I think we've got time to get it all out.
Yeah, anybody that wants to help though, just contact the beautification committee, they'll be happy to have your help.
Well, we're gonna, that day, October 6th, we're gonna meet behind City Hall. And that's where we'll distribute groups out. We hope to have some city maps marked for the areas that need to be picked up, so the different groups they'll know what to do.
And we do ask you, since there's people here from all over the city, if you've got an area that needs to be looked at, and our city street department picks up in certain areas, but they can't cover everything. So if you've got a subdivision or something that we need to go into to clean up, you need to call us and let us know where that is.
Are we planning on having this, maybe, we'd like to have it once a year, or maybe more, we need to.
We're looking at having it in an annual event.
it's 3 weeks before our fall fest, so that kind of gives us something to shoot for and to clean up before it, and that way if we have guests coming in, we'll look a little better for that.
We really appreciate your hard work.
I thank y'all.
Okay, we just had our certification of our election today at 12 o'clock. And we're working very hard to finalize the city's alcohol ordinance. And we hope to have it ready for approval by the next council meeting. And I do know once the votes have been certified, that you're allowed to go ahead and make your application today, be seaboard. So I'll go ahead and tell you that tonight. And also, I see we've got several of our officials that are running, that are in the runoff. Let's see. We've got Wade and Brandon and Ben Gary, and who else? Anybody here? Tammy, yeah. Anyway, what we plan to do is once we get this ordinance printed out, we'll print a copy for you. And we're gonna have a meeting here at City Hall. We're gonna go over it. And if it's where you can, we'd like you to come and meet with us, because one of you, or the person that's running against you, will be sitting up here next year. And you'll be the ones that will be implementing this ordinance. So we invite you to come and join us when we go over that. We should be doing that sometime this week. I think Scott is probably pretty much finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask just a general question in terms of, is it going to be a lot different from the ordinance that was almost in place last time? We talked about a lot of changes from last time, or?
I would just call it probably a neater, cleaner version of the last one with some changes in it, but basically just cleaning up some of the issues in the last one.
I agree. Maybe put a little more teeth into it, but basically the same one, yes. Okay, if there's no more comments from the audience, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Scotty, do I have a second? April, all in favor? Adjourn.